Ab day. Hope you're ready. We're working abs because honestly, I can't handle anything else. I'm super wrecked. Maybe the most wrecked I've been so far in this home workout series. Can I get an amen from anybody? Do you feel how I feel? If not, go back. Get numbers, shit, like 50 through today, 50 through 54. It's been a smattering, a smorgasbord of super sauce. So today we keep it to the midsection, but we're gonna get a little freaky, a little unique. You need a towel. Got mine, because I'm towel man. Quick product placement. You know what it is. These guys are open. They're in the hood. And they're gonna deliver here to our fridge. So if you wanna skip that grocery trip, hit up urbancrunchmeal.com and we're gonna do the curbside, bring it to your car, out for you, all right? Healthy stuff. Stay good, stay proactive. Towel. Ideally, it's the OxyClean Odor Blaster. If you stank like me, but if you don't, anything, this is, I'm guessing, like a 10-pound situation. It's about a gallon of fluid. I got water in here. You could use what you've already got going on with soap in it. If you have any object, 5 to 15 pounds-ish, it's gonna work fine. So if you got a dumbbell, cool, blessed. If you got a gallon water jug or a half gallon, or maybe 2 liters, bring it nearby. Towel, fluid thing, 5 to 15 pounds, and then you need your doorway. Once again, probably the same doorway you've been rocking. This is doorway day 3 in a row. It's really opened our minds to some new possibilities with yourself and that stuff. Get ready to work the abs, and we're getting straight to it. Bringing myself to the doorway. Today, you see the title, Ab Torque. It's gonna be all about rotation and anti-rotation. And yes, you should get ready for some saucy moves in the comments because it will be saucy. Straight to your doorway. I'm gonna put my back to that situation. Now, wide feet, get the shoulders off, like so. I don't want to be completely flat backed. I just want kind of the top of the roast to touch the wall. As we warm up the coordination that it takes to lock the hips in space and rotate only the upper body. So I kind of want you using the back of the shoulders on each edge of that doorway to reach and rotate as far as possible. On the left side of my body, I'm trying to bring my left elbow to the wall in one room. And then the right elbow, I'm trying to bring to the wall in the other. And this is beautiful because we can trap the hips in space. The challenge is when we don't have it trapped, to twist the upper body only and not let the hips and knees initiate. Right here, we've got it trapped. Those feet out front and wide, so they're creating that stilting effect, pressure into the hips into the wall, and let's spend about a minute reaching and twisting, tapping that left elbow in one room, reaching and twisting, tapping that right elbow in the other room. We're gonna go for about a minute and just feel what the spine can do. This is all spine right now. All the movement that we're doing. Not all of it, but most of the torso's shifting from room to room is made possible because these joint angles in the spine are able to do their thing. We're twisting, we're curving, flexing and extending at the same time. So just get into the feel of this. And if your hips feel uniquely trapped, then this is probably going to really help you upgrade your coordination about the core. All the free moving twists we'll do today, try your best to create the same feeling where the hips are trapped, where hip down, belly button down is kind of set in cement, and the upper body is what's doing the movement. Lower body with these twists does a static roll. The upper Just doing the dynamic. And breathe. Good. And you can have fun and now start trying to reach a little further with that elbow. Really get down and twist and torque the spine in weird directions that's perhaps not used to working. All the while maintaining this stilted half wall sit. Now go ahead and straighten that arm and see what you can reach on your wall. See what's the furthest object. Maybe I can get to these cubbies here. Oh, just barely. Don't let the hips rise off the wall. Keep that straight. Have some fun with it. Reach as far as you can. Get one more reach. Cool, and then we'll do a third level just for fun. Instead of the same side arm reaching, I'm gonna see if I can take the far side arm under my armpit and touch the wall. I'm just barely there, fingertips. And I'm kind of having to lift that hip and cheat a little bit. So let's try. Reach the far arm underneath the armpit and try to tap the wall with your fingertips. Not the doorway, but the wall, the flat wall on those two opposite rooms. Oh, I'm really twisting now. All the while, trying my best to maintain the static hips. Work it out. If you can reach further, and further, and further yet. Keep doing your thing, and really connect to the coordination that it takes to keep the hips in one spot, while rotating the upper body about the spine. Let's get 5 more taps. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Perfect. Next, we're going to use the doorway's help to establish kind of a standing cat and cow type of position. We're looking now, we just did all the curvature this way. Now we're looking to extend the spine into the biggest arch possible, and then flex the spine into the biggest curvature possible. Oh, yeah, Jeff, I felt you there. The reaching across the body, that pec, totally is feeling it. That's a good sign. That means those push days worked this week. Cool. So I'm using the doorway, or if my doorway is narrower than this, which it very well may be, it's a standard one. We're going to come out into one room or the other. And I'm going to lean my body weight like so. And now I'm curving as far as possible to create the curve on the spine, crunches, and then I'm extending as far as possible to create this torque posture. And then we alternate between the two to now get the rectus abdominis, the erector spinae, the two big front and back axles getting the thing going up. Arch, curve. And really push these. Take the time. Spend a moment in each position. Extend hard and feel those pipes of muscle next to the spine almost ache and cramp. Crunch hard and try to get the front, the six-pack, to flex and lock up. And move slowly. You know I like to add the cervical section. So as I'm arching, I'm going to look up. As I'm curving, I'm going to go chin to chest. And repeat this. And however far out you want to stand from the wall, totally up to you. It's going to work. You don't even need much weight in the wall. But that compression does help me force a little further into the arch if I lean into the wall and push myself a little further into the flexion here, into the curvature. So get about 30 seconds more of this. Really warm it up. Push the range of motion further with each repetition. Just like we did with the leg day 2 days ago, trying to create bigger range of motion with each rep, do the same thing here with the spine joints. Curve further than the last rep, arch further than the last rep. And connect a little bit to the sensation of all the muscles involved doing their thing. Torque. Relax. Good. First thing into the twisting. I'm sweating like crazy already. Gotta dab myself up. You're going to take your object or your fluid-filled vessel, and we're going to begin with a 30-second investigation of the torque. This should be very slow. We shouldn't find intensity in the speed. We should only find intensity in how hard we're focusing on the movement. We'll get the speed later, don't you worry. I've got wide feet, and I'm setting my hips in space, cemented like a statue, so that the only thing moving is the torso. We should disallow hip rotation, definitely disallow knee curvature. The trick I always love from yoga classes, a lot of teachers have said this when I've been in the room, is think of 2 laser pointers attached to the fronts of those hip bones. So wherever you point, that's an indicator of what your hips are doing. We're going to put those 2 laser pointers on 2 targets out in front, and we're going to keep them on those targets as we do the upper body movement. I've got my object. My arms are fairly straight, close to straight, and I'm pulling as far in one direction as I can before the hip wants to turn, and I'll turn the other direction. And once I kind of get that, I'll get a little rhythm going. Right now, most of the physical work is in keeping this up, is in lifting it. And I'm going to start to connect and squeeze a little further. And I'm imagining targets in the sky I'm trying to point this to. Reach further, twist further. And it's like we're doing that very first warm-up movement, but without the hips touching the wall. So now we're responsible a little bit more for keeping the hips in place. That's the target right now. Now we'll go a little bit faster for that 30-second interval. Now we want to find a little muscle flex in the direction change. So when we change from swinging to the left to the right, those little apex movements. Keep the arms straight. I'm having fun hearing that fluid slosh about. Last 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, relax. Very good. Okay. So that'll be one of our big moves we do with a little more speed and a little more aggression. So get used to it. Now we get to have fun. Take your towel. This will be a first timer for us. Demoing it though, you'll see. Can't wait to hear what you think about it. Towels down. I'll bring it out here so you can see. Towels down on the floor. I'm taking my object and I'm going to lie it right in the middle. Now I'll take the 4 corners and I'll make a little swaddle and wrap up this laundry detergent baby. 4 corners. Oops. 4 corners and the detergent's in the middle there. You dig? Coming up with this little hammock with the detergent on the inside. Now coming up to my doorway, this is where it's going to get freaky. This is good. Coming up to my doorway, and I'm going to put the center of my body, my belly button, right in line with that doorway. And I'm getting a super wide stance. Now I lift this whole package. And this, we'll have to get out of the position to do it. But I'm putting it right here. Maybe gather the 4 corners. Yeah, that works good. And I've got this right up against the inside of the door jamb. Coming through with a flat palm. And I'm going to trap it with the flat palm. And when I let go of these four corners, I'll be able to tell. It takes a little bit of pressure to have enough friction to keep that there. Now I'm going to walk and put my belly button in line with that door jamb. And that right pack, the pack on the arm that's holding this, is on fire. And the midsection has started to do its thing. The rule is we have to constantly alternate between the back of this hand and the front of this hand. You're going to have to weave in and out of the towel to make the pressure happen. Probably go underneath the hand that's working. Underneath the hand that's working. Underneath the hand that's working. And I'll probably call out some switches as we go. So let me lift this fabric so you can see. Obviously I let it go, that's going to drop. So if we had it all wrapped up, things on the inside, my hand would be So it's a constant switch. And at no point should we have both hands on the wall. We're just going to do a constant switch. Keep your belly button in line with the jamb, right? 30 seconds, and then we'll switch arms. So we'll do 30 seconds over there, and then we'll build upon this. Go ahead and wrap it up. Four corners in one hand. Get ready for the hold in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Let the four corners go, and now we'll hold it. And at your pace, switch arms. But at no point should we have both hands doing the holding. Only there for that brief switch. Five seconds left. Let's gather the four corners. We're going to go to the other side of the door jamb. And let's set it up in 5 seconds. Here we go. Switch. 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 Good. Drop it. Now we're going to grab the object from inside the baby swaddle. And then we're going to twist in 3, 2, let's go. Join me for the twist. Minimal aggression at this point. We'll get crazier in future rounds. Last thing, we plank super wide, like so. Basic super wide plank. Now, without shifting its position too much, lift the right foot and let it float. Keep it wide. And drop that. Now lift the left leg where it's at and float it. Relax. Good. So here's our circuit. Every round we do it, all the moves will get longer. We just got 30s, now we're going to 45s. Take a breather. And we'll get better at that wall door jam thing as you kind of figure out the moves. Make sure we're reaching out. If you get too close to the door jam, we're not going to get as much torque in the midsection. I'll give us 15 seconds to swap because that was a little quick transition. 45 of work. We're starting with the door jam. Pick a side to begin with. I don't care which side you start with. And we're going to start in 15. Wrap up that object. Right in the middle of the towel. 4 corners together. Hit the wall. And switch. And switch. Make sure the belly button's in line with the door jam. Switch. Your feet are standing parallel stance with the wall. Switch. Knees are out. Switch. Feel that midsection doing the torque. Switch. Switch. Relax. 4 corners. Perhaps the other wall, the other side of the door jam, other side of your body. 5, 4, 3, 2. It's out. And switch. And switch. And switch. 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 And we got it. Open up your bundle, grab the object, get ready for twisting. Perhaps a little more aggressive speed-wise this round. 45 seconds, wide feet. Here we go. Make sure we squeeze actively in the midsection. And we're not just swinging with no flex in the middle. Range of motion isn't the primary goal. So maybe decrease the range, don't swing as far left and right, and instead focus on the aggression around the direction changes. Last thing, we hit that wide plank, wide hands, wide feet, and now tell us when to lift one limb or the other. And start. The key here is when we do lift the limb, don't bring it in. Keep it wide and just float it above where it was. That's how we get torque around the midsection. Let's lift the right leg, let it hover. Keep it wide. Another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now swap legs. Lift that left. Keep it right above where it was on the floor. Drop down. Stay here nice and wide for the last 5 seconds. Relax. Good. Take a breather. We'll swap the timer for 1 minute. 1 minute per position. Keep the standard for yourself, so when we're in that door jam with the towel trapped, reach out. If we're here, it's not going to work as intensely. Get out there. Let's wrap it up. Put the tang in the middle. Bring the 4 corners together. I'm going to press go now. 15 seconds before we start. Three, 2, 1, go. Belly button in line. Knees are wide. Take your time with those switches. Resist the urge to grip the towel. Just back of the hand in front of the hand. Halfway through. Five, 4, 3, 2. Good. Reset the towel a little if you need. 5, 4, 3, 2. Back of the knuckles. Palm. Open hand though. No squeeze grip. Back of the knuckles. And as we do this, I'm getting better at the switching mechanics. It was a little tricky at first. Kind of rolling my forearm onto it. Switching somewhat regularly. Okay, that was just proven to me. It took until that round. Grab your stuff. We're going to twist for a minute. In 3, 2, begin. Slightly minimized range of motion to give way to a more aggressive direction changes. And if you got fluid, you want to hear that slosh. You go from left to right and from right to left. I like to imagine I'm hitting little sideways trampolines. Boom, boom, boing. Mix it up. Keep it consistent. We have 10 seconds. Relax onto our wide plank. We're going to hover those legs right above where they were. There we go. Okay, wide. Let's lift the left foot and let it hover for 10 seconds. And then drop it back down where it was. Get wide. Now lift the right foot. Hover where it was. and back down. Once again, the left, lift it. And back down. Last time the right, lift it, hover it. And back down, we hold right here for the end of the minute. Relax. Cool. A minute and 15 now as we move forward. And again, with that towel stuff, part of this is task solving. First, I was getting all sloppy, the towel's going all over the place. I was about to lose the detergent from the squabble. But now I'm kind of figuring out this back of the knuckles. Then roll the pinky side. Slide that forearm onto it. Get the back of the hand right against that back and replace it. And chop with the pinky side of the hand and replace it. All about the pinky chops. Chop the pinky right underneath to trap it as we roll it onto the wall. So we're not crawling anywhere on the towel. This one's working. Hopefully it's working for you. If it isn't, do the twisting stuff with straighter arms. Get a little bit lower. Be a little more strict with your belly button positioning, right up against the center of that door jamb. And all these 90-degree angles, right? Again, a minute and 15. Is now the action. 1:15. Bloop. Well, let's wrap it up. Right after swaddle. Straight in the middle. 4 corners. Tapping start. A minute and 15 is on. I'm going to go to the wall. And I'll begin with the open palm. The flat open palm. 2, 1, go. Resist the urge to grip. Belly button is right along the line of the door jamb. Now pinky chop right below the palm. And then roll the back of the knuckles. And then you can remove that hand. Try to get that pinky chop right below. Roll it as you slide the knuckles in. And repeat that process at will. To give one arm a break. But notice the midsection is working the whole time, no matter which arm is doing the translating. Halfway through. Sorry, a little past halfway. And we got it. Very toasty. Back to those 4 corners. We have 10 seconds to set it up on the other side. Open palm first. 3, 2, 1. Back of the hand, pinky chop. Roll the knuckles. Steamroll them up to the wall. Look, I just got further away. How far can you get? Switching at will, but switching, please. Gives a little dynamic nature. 22 seconds. Ten seconds. Unwrap the baby. Get ready to twist for 1:15. Here we go. Think hip stabilization first. Hips are cemented. Then aggressive direction changes. Straighten the elbows. And the final goal at the bottom of the priority list is a big range of motion. So choose what feels good, choose what feels right, and safely powerful. "25 seconds. Five. Good. Stick around for those wide planks because the mop gets wet. Starting to lose rigidity. Wide plank, 3, 2. We're in. Stay here for a moment, and then we'll start doing the limb lifts. Let's lift that left foot first and let it hover right above the ground. 10, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Other side, lift. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop down. We'll wait for the final 20 seconds to get those last 2 lifts. Here we go with the left. Up. Wider is better. Keep that leg wide. And drop it down. And lift the right. Let it hover wide. And 5, 4, 3, 2. Drop it. 3 seconds. Wait. And we got it. Wow. Okay. Those longer wall holds are starting to become super sauce. I'm gonna grab a sip. Obviously, I'm losing fluid. Regain it. And we're back in the shift. Cheers. Shall we? 1:30. Minute 30. Forward. Let's wrap up the object. 4 corners. And solve the task. Not just a workout of moves and reps and exercises. Let's solve this puzzle here. Create a technique and then sustain yourself through it. Find the most efficient way. How many switches do you need? How often do you need to switch? What does a switch look like? Not a Nintendo Switch. I know what that looks like. Shout out to everybody playing Animal Crossing at home. Make sure you get those turnips. Turn up with the turn-ups. 15 seconds. Timer's on. Start either side. The whole bundle arranged with the open palm. 3, 2, 1. Minute and a half. Longest interval yet. Stay calm. Super calm, super focused. Smooth switches, because if they're not smooth, we're going to start to lose that bundle. And the object will start to creep out of its home. One minute remains. It's getting difficult. Thirty seconds. Ten seconds. 3, 2, relax. Gotta rewrap. You have 10 seconds left for the other side to start. Wrap it up quick. Other side. It's on. Right now I got a full body shake from the feet to the tips of the fingers. Hopefully you're there with me. Chop and replace. Chop and replace. One minute left. Much more efficient hand switching at this point. Oh. Losing it. 20 seconds. I might drop it this one. Oh, I dropped it. And it was the end anyway. Swinging around for a minute and a half. In 5, 4, I'm gonna get more aggressive with this one. And let's go. Knees out. Hips cemented. Oh. One minute remains. Stick with your pace. Reach out with the straight arms. Push the knees out. And swing it. Swing it, 40 seconds. Twist, torque, work that midsection. Looking for strength, looking for endurance. And of course, the coordination, your ability to connect with what's happening control-wise, sensation-wise. Get the feel. 10 seconds. Pay attention to how it feels. Take note. 3, 2, 1. All right. Last time on this long plank. 4, 3, 2, 1. Game on. Let's get up. And we're wide. Nice and wide. We'll stay here with 4 limbs for a second. In 5 seconds, we're going to lift the left arm and keep it floating right above the floor. Lift the left arm, go. 5, 4, 3, 2, put it down. Now lift the right arm, and 2, 1, lift. Keep the hips square, best you can. Let that hand float. And drop it. Next is the right foot. And 3, 2, lift that right foot. Let it hover. Right above the floor, nice and wide where it was. Feel the traction across the middle and drop. Lift the left foot and go. Torque across the midsection, the goal of this class. Feel the twist, resistance, and drop it. Hold for 5 seconds in the middle. We break. And relax. Goodness gracious. Oy, oy, oy. Lordy, lordy. Okay, switching the timer once more. Anybody feel like this? I'm catching it today. Definitely catching it. So here's the deal. Because we did so well, we're going to bypass the next rounds. We're going to move straight to a 3-minute hold. We've been finding a lot of intensity and stillness. I don't know if you saw my Instagram poll last night, but the question was, what is the most brutal recent session for you? And there's a lot of hard classes on there. I was sure to put the 8-minute plank on that list of choices because that was murder. And it was only 8 minutes. These classes, right now we're at 50 minutes. I probably talked for 10. So 40 minutes of pretty at it hammering. And 8 minutes of work was among the most intense. Fuck yeah. Stillness is difficult. It's really easy to just step away when it gets tough, or to move when it gets tough. I'm updating. Now we have a 3-minute loop on the clock. Here's the deal. For 3 minutes per side, we're doing that wall hold, but we're going to set it up. We're going to go open palm first, then we're going to go back of the knuckles, and as soon as we get the backhand, we're going 2 hands, and it looks like this. And we're using the pressure of both hands into the wall. So the backhanding, rear delts, the forehanding, pecs, and the torque of the midsection, all that good twist resistance, twist creation stuff. We're gonna hit that right away, all right? And both hands will stay there. We're just holding for 3 minutes. So this is a complete isometric. Feel free to wiggle. If you drop the object, which I might, you just saw me do it on the last round, just regather yourself and get back into it, all right? So, one last time per side, let's wrap it up. 6 minutes of hard work left in this workout. There are no extra tricks, no additional finishers. Praise be Arm & Hammer. Let's wrap up the 4 corners. And this is where you set your camera up so you can send me some Instagram footage to share. Yeah, just 3 minutes, Bree. Yeah, we made it through a minute and a half. Come on. With one hand at a time. We should be able to hit 3 with 2 hands at a time, without the risk of the movement getting ourselves out of alignment. Set that camera up, give me some footage. And also, if you got people who you want to challenge to do something today, go ahead and skip them to this part in the workout. They don't need to do the whole hour. This alone will convince them they've done something difficult today. Wrap it up. Got my 4 corners. Remember, we're going to do both hands, so set up both hands quickly. Get the back of the knuckles to be the connection to the towels of the wall. And the timer starts 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Open palm. Roll the back of the knuckles. Get level with the chest, and then 2 hands. It already sucks. Get in the zone. Knees wide. And vibe with it. 30 seconds has already passed. And a minute has passed for 1/3. I'm gonna have to give my pec a rest. Use the switches if you need. Get back into it. We're halfway. Oh, I'm going through it. I need the switches. As soon as I can, I'm gonna get back into the 2 hands. Oh yeah, I need the switches. This is bad, guys. This is tough. I'm gonna switch to the end because I got nothing left. Join me if you want, or stay in the original prescription. Hopefully you can last a little longer than I did. 30 seconds remain. Keep that object floating. Feel the midsection getting tougher, stronger, gaining endurance. Oh, 15 seconds, 2 hands. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh. Everything in the upper body after that. Not just the gut. Major rear delt, major behind the shoulder blade. The pec was the first thing to go on the palm side. I think I made it to 2 minutes. Well, 2 minutes left, so I made it through 1 minute with 2 hands there. Then I had to start doing the switches. Did anybody make it 2 hands the whole time, straight arms? Let's hit it. Final 3 minutes on the other side. I'd rather face you guys during this pain. So let me swap this. Wow, that was difficult. Okay. 3 minutes left. Good, I'm glad I wasn't the only one completely failing. So I'm gonna try to hang on again for a full minute without doing the switches. Try to stick with me. Let's do whatever we have to do to keep this thing there for 3 minutes. Let's begin, wrap it up. Wrap it up so we can wrap it up. Oh no, it cracked. I popped the lid open. Now I got a mess. I think it's just a lid. Let's make sure here. Yes, just a lid screw cap. So it's still viable. It's the towel soaked though. Looks like the four corners are still dry. The middle is the wet part. So let's go for it. Four corners. Pressing go now. 15 seconds to set it up. Try to stick with me for a minute of two hands before we swap. 3, 2, 1. It looks like I did crack it, because you can see it dripping. Fuck it. It's gonna get lighter for me. Let's go. So if you have a plastic oven, don't drop it like I did. That was a mistake. Good thing it's just water though. "30 seconds in. Doing a better job staying calm here. Maybe it's because of all that water weight I lost. A little cheating. We've made it a minute. Still on two hands. And we're halfway. I'm gonna start switching. One minute remains. Now I feel it. "40 seconds. Hang in there with me. Wow. 20 seconds, I'm going two hands. Stick with me. 15. Almost here, we made it this far. Let's commit. 10 seconds, everybody, two hands. Everybody. And don't drop your plastic at the end. Lower it down. 3, 2, 1. maybe it's just a drenched towel draining. Oh. I got to dry. Wow. Dang. That was special. Real special. Well, I have to say, at the beginning, I wasn't that convinced at these moves, but that rapidly changed. I think around like the 1:15 intervals, started to shake my foundation to the core, to the soul. Yeah, that side was better for me too. I wonder why. Maybe we just learned how to do it, or we started on the weak side. I don't know. I started on my strong side. Side got the most rest it's ever gotten during the workout because it was getting hit at regular intervals. So that second side, in effect, got like 5 or 6 minutes of rest before we got into it. And that was the only time in the workout it got that much rest first. Feeling it in the arms and shoulders more than the core. Definitely makes sense. The arms, of course, were the connection for that one. And really, if you were holding it out straighter, the longer the arms, the greater torque they had to express from the core. So they had a big job to do, for sure. The arms had a real big job to do, especially the rear delts, the pecs. But where did that power come from? The midsection. And we say with all these big moves, we've done some isolation stuff, but most of the time spent here in this home workout series, big compound movements. This is one of those where a lot of joints are involved. So you're going to feel the weakest link in the translation of power. So if you felt the arms in a certain spot, right, probably not your entire limb, but somewhere specifically, probably the rear delt or the pec. Those were the weaker links in the translation of that chain. And that's expected. I totally expect that. Same here. But definitely we got core work, whether you feel it or not. That rotational stuff is key. That's the heart of our core work. Stabilizing compression, stabilizing shear force, think planks, kettlebell swings, and then creating and resisting twist, rotation. That's what we really got on today, the ab torque. And that's good shit. That's real good shit. We all need that. It's important to develop range of motion there, and that's what we did in that warm-up with our backs against the wall. And to develop power there dynamically when we were swinging, direction changes, and the ability to resist motion. And that's what we worked with, those isometrics against the wall. Oh yeah, for sure. So when we say abs here, what we really mean is the entire midsection. The lower back is included, the front side is included, the deep stuff, psoas, and the back, quadratus, obliques, intercostals, things that support the breathing, all that's involved, not just six pack, all right? So while it is fun to have that look, which I don't have right now because I've been eating too many frozen dumplings and pizzas, hopefully by our kayak trip, I'll be back in shape. It's important to have all that stuff, that entire ring of musculature and function and coordination and sensation around the spine, sort of encase it in a protective functional armor layer. And that's what we do with our brains too, with the knowledge and stimulus and awareness and gratitude, which I have for you for being here. Thank you so much. Have a lovely day. Send me your footage and stand by because this afternoon you're gonna get a little bonus kayak preparation in about an hour. So I'll see you there if you want to show up. I'll try to hit it like 3:15. It's going to be a real quick class. Those aren't meant to replace these for you in your program. These are meant to complement these, so add on top. You should be doing these already. We'll do some extra work for the kayak stuff, and I'll keep you updated when I get that plan in place. I have a crazy wild plan, and it is advanced for sure. So I'm talking to like you baldy people, you baldy winter trip people. This one's going to be right up your alley. And any of those who feel they're ready to step up to something a little more risky, a little more advanced, a lot more advanced, hit me up if you're a member, and we'll get you in. See you later for kayak work. Mwah.